Over at Marvel Comics, it's been an absolute blast to check out some of the publisher's interpersonal relationships and really intriguing writing over in the most recent She-Hulk title. Readers have really gotten to see Jennifer enter into a fascinating romantic relationship with former Avenger Jack of Hearts. Plus, Jennifer is even looking to dust off some of the relationships with her previous superhero friends with the ominous Punch Club. My name is Araco Braddock, and today, let's go ahead and celebrate a brand new era over in the life of She-Hulk and the sensational She-Hulk issue 1. But before we get deeper into the video, I want to encourage you to consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the like button over on our video. The sensational She-Hulk is back. Jen Walters is dusting off her adjective and kicking off a new era. The best hero slash lawyer in the Marvel Universe is going to remind you why she's so sensational. Plus, Marvel Studios She-Hulk series writer Jessica Gao makes hers Marvel in a short story with the Jade Giant. The sensational She-Hulk issue 1 is written over from Rainbow Rowell featuring artwork from Andres Genolet. We have colors from Dee Cunniffe, letters from VC's Joe Caramagna, and a cover coming in directly over from Jen Bartel. Really think that Jen Bartel's covers bring in so much additional context and intrigue over for the She-Hulk title as well here. Absolutely love this kind of runway pose that Jennifer is able to strike in her kind of plainclothes superhero costume. Also appreciate some of the kind of really nice looks that characters like the Thing and Spider-Man are giving her over in the background. I think it does a great job exuding this era of positivity that readers can see over in some of the interior pages. I want to extend a quick thank you over to Adventures in Poor Taste and preview some of the gorgeous artwork over from Andres Genolet in the issue. I really think the driving point over in the sensational She-Hulk is some of the relationship drama over between Jack and Jennifer. So I really loved how this issue opened with a really passionate embrace between these two. I really love the way Genolet captures all of the hair going across all these different sorts of directions, referencing the vast power set that these two characters have. I thought it was incredibly engaging how this sequence where Jennifer and Jack are embracing each other ends with this dark element of subtext towards the end of the issue that's sort of punctuated over with the captions here. The way that Rainbow Rowell is able to capture some of the subtlety across She-Hulk was one of the driving and fantastic elements of that first series. So I'm really happy to see that a lot of these same aspects are still present in the writing in the sensational She-Hulk. Also thought that when Jennifer was able to enter into the law practice, that the book did such a fantastic job switching tones and entering into a quirkier context here. Really watching Jennifer work alongside individuals like Carcass and Ransack brought out such a great sensibility over to the comic book page. I love the appearance of Awesome Andy as well as Mallory Brooke here. I really thought the visual gags that Andy brought to the comic book were so funny, and the way that they were recontextualized over with Brooke's edition in the story was also really interesting here. The way that Ransack also kind of interacted with Jennifer brought out such an interesting scenario on the comic book, and I really think that Andres Genolet did a great job rising to the occasion and lending some big and bombastic character expressions over in this sequence. One of the things that I always say about Jennifer Walters as a character is she's always a magnet to some of the weirder aspects over in the Marvel Universe. So I particularly like the inclusion of these characters and how Jen's kind of everyday activities as a lawyer actually introduces some of the quirkiest scenarios that readers have seen over in the She-Hulk comic book. Also, with so much kind of sad, intense relationship drama over in Sensational She-Hulk, I was really ready for the book to kind of rocket into a different direction. And I really thought that we got those elements of just absolutely weirdness on the final page of the main book here, with a cliffhanger that I just didn't see coming unless you really study some of the upcoming solicits over for future issues here. Before we go, I want to quickly talk about the second story over in the collection. This one is coming in over from Jessica Gao, Gavin Guidry, and Ruth Redmond. Really thought this was a charming tale as She-Hulk is introduced to this character of Lewis, who is set to shadow her over as a superhero. Some of the ways that Gavin Guidry captured some of the art in this scene and the quirky way that Jessica Gao wrote the dialogue here I thought was pretty intriguing. However, I thought there was just a couple elements missing over from this series in earnest here. There was a plot twist towards the end of the comic book, but I thought it was really, really easy to guess here. I did like some of the page layouts coming in over from Guidry. I thought Guidry also got some really strong facial expressions over for Jennifer Walters as well. But I really think the big winner in terms of the artwork in this second story in Sensational She-Hulk is Lewis. The way that Gavin Guidry is able to arrange some of his facial expressions and really quirky reactions over to this story, I think actually merits a read over in the first place here. If you enjoy some really quirky scenarios in Saturday morning cartoons, I think the Sensational She-Hulk is an easy recommendation, but you also might get a kick out of some of the final pages in the issue as well. So at the end of the day, I think She-Hulk continues to be just a really phenomenal character study over for Jennifer Walters. Really seeing Jennifer continue to cultivate these relationships that she's built up across this run with characters like Jack feels incredibly cathartic to me as a reader here. I'm very happy that Marvel has continued along with this creative team alongside Rowell. I think Andres Genolet is so fantastic at capturing really beautiful facial expressions and strong moments over on the comic book page. Another aspect that I've come to appreciate about this particular She-Hulk run over so many other stories that I read on just a daily basis is how much subtext is weaved into the narrative here. I think the fact that we don't have everything spoon-fed to us over on the page really gives She-Hulk this really wonderful and mysterious tone. So I want to know from you, did you enjoy the Sensational She-Hulk? Do you think this book did a good job following up on some of the plot threads over from the last run? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you so much for coming to check out our review over on Sensational She-Hulk Issue 1